Hey guys, it's Greg with By the Bootstraps, btbootstraps.com. Check out the store, check out the social media, links will be below. Wasn't going to make a video about this just because I've been trying to not make this channel political or overly political. I know I have said political things in the past. Yes, please, go ahead, sit down, enjoy yourself. You know, I've made videos in the past talking about the presidents and talking about previous presidents, particularly when George Bush, or George Walker died, Bush won. And the disrespect that was shown to him at his funeral, coming from the media, coming from people on the left and things of that nature, and how, you know, for a moment can we put aside our differences and just agree that that was a tragedy that happened to that family, as well as what it means to America to lose someone of such influence and high value. Which brings me to this video. You know, over the weekend it dropped on Friday that President Trump had COVID-19. You know, and of course we all know right now that that's a big issue and a big deal. And so he went to Walter Reed Medical Hospital and was there for a couple days, and then he was finally released yesterday, I believe it was, and came home. And what disturbs me, and why I'm making this video, and I'll get to that in a second, but what disturbs me is how many people were openly, like on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, they were openly hoping that the president would die. Like, we have a newspaper here called the City Pages. It's a very far left-leaning progressive paper by their own definition. But they are writing articles and posting them about this is like a shot of dopamine for everyone because the president potentially has COVID-19 and that we should all be elated that he might possibly tragically pass away. And it makes me wonder, like, how sick have we gotten in our society to where even if you don't like the president, like you don't like his personality, you don't like what he does, you don't like what he says, maybe you don't even like his politics or his policies, can we not respect the person for being a human being? You know, I know that he's very polarizing in his comments, I know he's very polarizing in his actions, I know he exaggerates, believe me. Believe me. I know he says all these things that they're not necessarily 100% factual, and like I admit that, like I know that. But what I can say is that the man is doing a lot for this country and doing a lot for his nation, and even at being 74 years old, he's fighting his ass off to make sure that he's making America better than what it could be. Now, again, I don't want to preach to anyone about vote this way, whatever. That's up to you guys, okay? Your choice, your decision, your vote. Every vote matters. Every vote counts. Even if you vote for a particular side that I don't necessarily agree with, because I'm not here to influence you in that regard. In fact, I don't want to. If you want to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, by all means, be my guest. I would only ask that you look at their records appropriately before you make that decision. But if you choose to do that, that's well within your rights, and God bless you for having that right. But if I choose to vote for Trump and Pence, I'm well within my right too. That doesn't make me a horrible person. That doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make me a a Satanist or sedated person or demonic, or like I've heard from so many other people. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm just throwing that out there initially just so that we can just kind of get that out of the way. And let's try and get to a level of respecting the office and the man who holds that office, because it's a very important job. You know, he obviously won, you know, electorally. I know there's been arguments, well, he didn't win the popular vote, but it doesn't matter. That's not how our country works. You know, if you don't like it, then vote in the people that more represent your values to try and get that changed. But as it stands right now, that's not how it works. So people crying about he didn't win the popular vote, tough shit. Get out and vote next time, okay? But that's, again, that's not why I'm making this video. The reason why I'm making this video is because, again, Trump did go to the hospital. He did have COVID-19. He still has COVID-19. You know, he's not cured from it at the moment. And I do wish him a speedy recovery, he and his family, whoever else might be. I know his wife got infected. I know that several of his staff members have been infected. Chris Christie, for example, have been infected. And I hope for a speedy recovery for all of them. But guess what? I would say the same thing if it was a left-leaning, leaning person or progressive. I wouldn't dare say, well, good, I hope you die. No, never. But that brings me to this video here, and the reason why I'm making this is because I've seen a lot of comments, as I mentioned earlier, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, of active duty and Guard Reserve military members who don't politically agree with the president, openly mocking the president in uniform and saying that they hope he dies. And forget the language here, but fuck Orange Man and things of that nature. And I for this channel's sake and for what we do makes me wonder, did you not take an oath to serve this nation? And was not one of the requirements of said oath was that you would follow the Commander-in-Chief? Who gives you the authority or the right to speak out, especially in uniform? Now, if you want to hold a personal view when you're in civilian clothing and you're away from the base and you're away from any military, any kind of military paraphernalia that might, indicate who you are or what you do, that's fine. I mean, you can have that opinion. I personally would disagree with that. I'd say it'd be better if you reserved your judgment until either you're out of service, and that's pretty much it, you're out of service. Because if you do a 20-year stint, for example, or a 25-year stint, you don't know who's going to be your Commander-in-Chief every 4 years. Let's say you do 20 years. That's what, 5 presidents, possibly? Now, granted, there's always re-elections, so that might narrow that number down. But for example, when I was in the military, I served under George W. Bush and very slightly Barack Obama. All right, now I got out of the military not long after Obama was inaugurated, so I really didn't serve under Obama more than, I think it was like 6-7 months. And then I had gotten out on a Palace Chase and gotten out from Guard Reserve altogether. But I would never have thought in any of my time as openly disrespecting the president. Even though I personally disagree with a lot of his politics and his policies, I would never imagine in a million years going to Facebook, going to Twitter, going to Instagram, going to social media, and mocking the president and insulting the president, regardless of who that president was. Did I like Bush more than Obama? Yes, I did. I thought Bush was a better commander-in-chief. Did I think would he say stupid things at times? Yes, he did. But so did Obama, multiple times. But even though I like one more than the other, and part of that's based on my personal viewpoints, I would still never show disrespect to the office of the presidency. Even if I vehemently disagree with the policies of Obama, I would never say on any social media platform, F that guy, I hope he dies, good that he got corona if he were to get it. And I wouldn't say that now. If I was in service, well, first of all, I won't say that now just because it's not the respectful thing to do. And second of all, especially if I was in uniform or in the service still. So I don't understand these same guys and women who are in active duty, Guard Reserve, things like that. Why are you allowed to get away with saying such things? And more importantly, where's their chain of command to verify this stuff? I know they look at social media accounts. I know they got more lax over time with what they're doing with social media, but you would think people in the service who are actively serving, saying things along the lines of, F that guy, hope he dies, hope his family dies, I wish he got more COVID, things of that nature. He's an idiot, an imbecile, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I won't follow his orders. I've actually seen that. I won't follow his orders. Then you need to get the hell out of the service. If you can't follow your chain of command, particularly the commander-in-chief, then you need to bow out respectfully and go away. Anyway, comment below, let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you later.